Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name is Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, a.k.a. Mama Lou on the road.
Woo woo!
Yes, so she sounds a little off. She's in her car on the way to a concert. And we have a very special guest today. Woo!
I'm Josh, a.k.a. Big Papa.
Big Papa, apparently.
Okay.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you, ladies.
No problem. He's an avid listener.
She can't even say it with a straight face.
I do listen.
My fake fiance. Here we are. Bestie. So Josh came with us to the concert, and he said, and he's
The
been
98
wanting
Degrees
the
concert.
98
I was going to say, yes, let's specify for the people who don't follow us on social media, which, first of all, why are you not following us on social media? You should totally be doing that.
at Boy Band Break, BREAK.
So if you do follow us on social media, you know that not last night, 2 nights ago, we were at the 98 Degrees concert. And so that is our topic of the day.
Woohoo.
And Josh just wants to be on the radio, and he actually accompanied us to the concert, so now he actually has something to talk about.
Yes.
Although this is not the radio.
This is not the radio. As I said that, I was like, this is a podcast, but whatever. We're in a radio station. It's all good.
All right. So as Lydia is sort of on her way somewhere, we only have her for a limited time. She's in the car. The weather's not great. Lydia, why don't you first tell us your overall review of the show 2 nights ago?
Okay. Chinzia, thank you so much. I need to preface, thank you for paying for this ticket, by the way.
No problem, buddy.
Okay, so I want to be completely honest and forthcoming with all of our people, but I don't want to offend you as well, so I just wanted to say thank you for paying for the ticket. However, it was probably one of the worst shows I've ever been ever in life.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
waiting to see how harsh she's going to be.
Oh, buddy.
Dude, like, it was awful. If I can just... Okay, first of all, no offense, Josh. We all wanted to go to Copacabana, all right? So the crab legs were already like a bad start to the night.
That's true. The casino
Well,
food.
excuse me, Mama Lou.
Oh, my God.
It was Josh's birthday, so he wanted to go to the buffet at the casino, and it made sense because it was literally 10 steps away from where the concert
And
was.
as usual, we were running late.
We were running late in general in life.
Shocking.
So, yes. So, we wouldn't have had time to do Copacabana, but yes, we will do a special Copacabana trip.
However, seeing that Mama Lou didn't seem to like the show, she danced quite a lot while she was there, so I'm not quite sure.
She danced at some parts.
Okay, so I danced at the very beginning because the 2 drunk ladies beside us were like up and dancing during
I didn't see the 2 drunk ladies. I was too busy staring at Nick.
Like out of place. So I'm
They
like,
were
okay,
influencers to you?
They were kind of, yes. And it was just like, oh, God. Oh,
Okay, so I
don't
want to
even know
say
where
that
to start.
our
Honest
seats
to
were
God.
pretty good,
Why
I would
was that
say.
DJ on the stage the entire time? Get the fuck up.
Wow.
Well, boy band fantasy. Okay, I need to see some no offense, Kenny. He's in the car with me, of course. So it's just I need to have like an escape from life. You know, let me just see some hot guys sweating, dancing, serenading me, and like there's just like no offense, the DJ. You know, maybe not like
The most attractive man in the world?
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So like he's just like there the whole time, like awkwardly with the laptop. I'm like, killed my boner. Okay, this entire concert. Literally, this entire concert was like I was having like a what's it called? What's it called when you have like half of a boner?
Oh,
Semi.
okay. Well,
Like a
first of
half
all,
semi.
you're a
You
know when
girl,
you're,
so
like,
you have no
you're watching
boner.
Apparently it's a
something
semi
You're watching something super
from
spicy,
Josh.
and like your mom comes in, it's like, hey, you gotta like pause it. You're like, what, right? And then then your mom leaves, and then you start watching, and you're like, yeah, it's getting good. And you're like, ah. So, okay, this is the entire concert was like a happy exorcism. I'm gonna be quite honest with you, like.
I don't know. The blood was flowing in my pants, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay. So I feel like we've all had different. So sorry, 98 Degrees fans who have just are listening to this. We didn't all hate the show. Just Lydia, I guess, had different expectations for the show.
Well, here's my question, Lydia, just before you continue.
Yes.
Would you have preferred if they were controlling their own laptop? Because that's what
That's
O-Town
O-Town.
does, and I feel that looks
I know
way shittier.
Less professional.
Yeah, less
like-
professional.
You like in the side, like I don't need to see okay, I will never ever complain about the price of a Backstreet Boy ticket ever again in my life because the showmanship, the professionalism, so much stuff is taken into account. Fuck it, and you know who's responsible? Lou Pearlman. He has it down to a fucking science, okay?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm getting a half boner. Put that guy over there. Maybe don't be fucking prancing on stage. Or oh my god, they sang 3 songs of their own, and the rest was a fucking
sang
more
more
than
than
that.
that.
They sang way more than that,
They
my
sang
friends.
more than that. Come on.
It was just awful. If you were if I was Motown, I would be like, are we really going to put a tour together if we're only singing 3 songs? Maybe we should go record something.
Are they
I don't
still
know.
signed to Motown?
They talked about Motown Records.
I don't think
know
they
if
are.
I don't know if they still are.
They might be with another.
That
When I
looks
looked it up,
super
I-
low budget for Motown.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
that
think
was
they are.
interesting.
Although I was entertaining looking back, to the side and seeing
So
Lydia's
this
face.
is how. Okay, so we were on the side stage. So they had floor seats, and then there was where we were. There was 4 rows up. So we were on the 3rd row against the barricade-y thing. We could literally
Stairs,
have
you
run
mean?
up on stage.
Run.
Run
our
up.
seats were
I
good
You
in
cannot
theory.
run.
I would like to preface this that we've had very little sleep between the
but
concert
okay,
and coming here.
listen, our seats were so good in theory, right? Because we
Yes.
saw so good. But the thing is, from a performer's perspective, we were, in, the fucking dark armpits.
I felt like a troll under a bridge.
There was no eye contact. They were they couldn't even see us. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
you want
felt
the
like
house
the
lights came on,
people-
it sucked.
In the balcony got a lot of love, and
They
the
did.
lady in the front row
And that was
in front of
bullshit.
us, but I feel like we were in some sort of dark shadow of death.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
yes.
I feel like they knew
I don't
the
know,
2
I got a
girls in
pretty
the
good
front.
I got a pretty good pic
Okay.
of him looking at me.
As people know, I need eye contact and interaction.
I feel like we
it's
got
I
some.
feel like we got kind of like a half couple.
Although it was funny, Chinzia kept waving at them.
Oh, it's
She's
legit. I'm I'm
"Please."
just gonna keep waving until
She's
somebody
like, I don't
acknowledges
have
my
my
presence.
signs.
Yes,
I
there
need
was
to
no
wave.
signs. I felt very naked without signs.
But nobody had a
It's a
sign. I don't think
casino,
it was
right?
allowed.
That's probably
Yeah,
wasn't
the
allowed.
clientele.
I don't know, but it was
clientele
funny.
Of that was just old people filling up on crab legs, just people watching a shitty show and then going have sex later. The clientele. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes.
I'm
So
sorry.
obviously the
Clientele.
non.
Just because you didn't enjoy the crab legs doesn't mean you have to be freaking crabby about the show.
No.
With the
Hey, I
puns.
work hard.
No,
to
I
also
feel like
crab
that's your
me a
problem
little
right
crab.
now. I feel like your problem's not with the show. I feel like your problem's with the crab legs and the fact that
No.
I made you go to
No,
the
she
buffet.
did not like the
Knowing
show.
Lydia,
you could
no.
tell.
Please,
Yeah.
do you want
That
to
You can
started
tell.
it, but yes.
do you
but-
want to share with our listeners some of your comments about one of the
you
members
share.
of
So-
98 Degrees?
You share.
Okay,
It was
so
a good
first
choice.
off, I want to say that Josh is very tall, so he was sitting down. And I also felt bad standing up because there were short ladies behind us.
Yeah, me too.
But,
That's
but
why I
Sophie
kind of
and I were like, YOLO, we're standing
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm
Diane
at
and
a concert.
Lydia
I need to have a
sat
good
down a
time,
lot.
so I'm dancing. I don't give a
I
shit.
just
find
felt
that-
bad because of the people behind us.
I did too, and that's
You're
why I was kind of
at-
on
once
an
again,
angle.
you're at a concert. Please stand up and have a good time and dance around.
But
Thanks
no
so much.
one was standing.
Okay,
Sorry
it's a
for
casino
that.
show, so a lot
Too
of
bad.
times people don't stand up at the casino show. Like on the floor,
Sorry.
I would have been dying because nobody stood up until the guys told you to
We
stand
were
up.
chair dancing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
stood up. I'm sorry. I'm at a concert. I need to
So,
have a good time.
anyways, I looked over several times when I knew things would bother or entertain Lydia. So sometimes she'd be making the "Woo, this is amazing" face, and sometimes she'd be like, "What the fuck is happening? What's going on?" So, I guess Diane, as Lydia's seatmate, how did you feel?
Well, when the concert started, she was very excited. She likes Una Noche, the song. That's
yeah,
what
that's
they
a good
open with.
opener.
It was a good
So-
song.
So
It's a good
that was
opener.
very exciting for her, and then it just went immediately downhill.
Yeah,
She turns to me,
yeah.
she's like, "I don't know this song," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever, it's fine." And then she was like, "Nope, I'm sitting down," and then she started focusing on the attractiveness of 3 of the members of 98 Degrees versus the
Aw,
other
poor guy.
member.
I'm sure
And-
everyone knows who it is, and we don't
Yeah.
need to say the
So
names.
sad.
And then she was like, "Get this roadie off the stage."
She was calling
I
him a
get the
roadie.
fucking janitor to perform.
Yes. So that was, and then I was laughing, I mean, she's joking, but also,
Is she really joking though? No.
I mean, she's joking, but she's not joking. It's funny because it's true,
Yes.
kind of thing.
She's very entertaining. I feel like it's
And
very
then
entertaining.
Thank you.
it's
You're
pretty
welcome.
early on in the show that they do the.
Do you want me to kind of briefly go through?
Yeah,
the set-
yeah. Go through
Okay.
the set list because then I'll remember more.
Okay, so I found this set list online. It wasn't for our particular show, but looking at it, it seems to be pretty much the same one.
Yeah, I think so.
So obviously they started with "Give Me Just One Night, Una Noche," which I believe we all.
That
Yeah,
was
I
all
like
good.
that one. That was
Josh.
good. Yeah, good
Yeah.
opener. Good
Full
opener.
stiffy at that point. It was like, all right, yes, it's
So-
good.
Sizzle, right?
Love it.
Sizzle. Woo.
Tingle in the
sizzle.
Vingle over there, buddy.
100%. The bingle was tingling.
But they didn't keep the Vingle, so
No,
Okay.
it was just a disappointment. Like Diane said. So yeah,
it came
I
crashing
think the
down.
thing that really bothered Lydia a lot, which we kind of touched on already, like obviously she doesn't know all of 98 Degree songs, but they do a lot of covers.
yeah.
As we will see in a
Yes.
few seconds as I start to read the rest of this list.
okay.
He-
Also, no offense, they were out of breath a lot. It like totally killed the illusion for me, man. Like,
I didn't think
come
they were
on.
that out of
I
breath.
thought
Okay.
they were joking
it
at one
made me
point of
feel-
being tired. I don't think
I think
they
they just
were-
kind of like over exaggerate.
Yeah, I don't think they
The
were
worst
really
thing ever.
tired.
If
that
you're a
much.
listener of this podcast, you know that Lydia takes a lot of things very literally. Okay, and Drew and Nick were making a lot of like sarcastic type jokes where they were like ripping on each other and on themselves about like being old and being this and that and out of shape and whatever. And I feel like Lydia's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "They're joking. It's
yeah,
a joke."
we thought it was funny.
I was
It's
like-
not for
I was, like,
everyone. The
so, like,
jokes.
Like, it made me feel like my ovaries shriveled up, and like, I'm like, where's my walker? I'm like, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
my.
old now because they're like, remember this Britney Spears song? It's like, listen, buddy, I paid good money. You perform
The
some
boy
matching
band.
songs, make me tingle bingle, and I get to go home. You
Okay,
know?
first of all,
This was just awful, in my opinion.
Hey, everyone has a
feel
different
like perhaps we were
experience.
at
That's
different
fine.
concerts
Everyone
because
has a
Sophia
different
and I
experience.
and Josh really enjoyed the show.
I was having a good time.
I really liked.
I
it,
don't
and
know.
We kind of talked about it during the Park Jam review episode as well.
It was a very similar
it was
set
a very
list to
similar
that.
set
Very.
list, but I just like
I feel they were wearing the same outfits too that they were at Park Jam. I'm
Similar,
almost
but not
positive.
exactly
Ew.
the same.
Yeah.
oh yeah, and
dresses
Josh was
them?
at Park Jam
Awful.
too. So
They dress themselves. Come on.
Yeah.
listen,
They don't have a budget.
they don't
It's
have.
like non-existent.
I mean, they have a budget. It's just low.
It's non-existent.
No, non-existent is O-Town.
O-Town? Okay.
hurtful.
O-Town is good.
They
Leave
have
O-Town.
like
Where?
negative dollars for
Yeah,
their
that's
show.
true, that's true.
Okay, that's
Okay,
true.
so well, Give Me One Night, No Noche, Heated Up. Do we remember that one?
Yeah, I mean, once I hear it, like when it started, that's when Lydia's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
I was
feel
like, I don't know either. But
That's
then when it got to the
Chorus.
chorus, we were kind of like, oh, okay, I think I kind of know this.
like
Sophia
I
and I
knew
are
it.
very good at pretending we know songs.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just-
it's not hard to like decipher what the lyrics are in
Yes,
the song.
when you guess.
So
Do you want to dance?
Yeah, that was even worse. Didn't know that one at all. Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
just like dancing around really for that.
And
one.
then, of course, the very exciting, This Is How We Do It.
This is
And
how
that's
we
when they
do
kind
it.
of
Awful.
yeah. See,
Why?
Yeah, Lydia
That's
was
Howie's
hating.
theme song.
Yeah, Lydia was not
I always
about
think
that
of Howie
life.
from the Backstreet Boys when that song comes
Oh,
on.
me
So
too. Absolutely.
remember, this is when they really get into like the jokey, hokey like part of their
Oh
show,
my god.
and
Phone
you
is
know,
gone.
Drew
it's gone.
is
hated
like,
this
Walked out
part.
the door, it ain't coming back.
Drew
But
is
I
like,
think you have to remember that when they're performing at a casino and like Park Jam, they're not meant to be like a fucking fantastic show. They're at a casino now. Like they're playing second, third class sites. They're not playing like
It's true. You're
Wembley Stadium anymore.
not going to get like the fireworks and all the other things
No.
like the production. Sometimes I find Backstreet Boys might have a little bit too much production, but I enjoy that because they're filling up a big arena. Which
Yeah,
we
but they're
talked
filling.
about.
They're still filling
But
arenas.
shouldn't you be putting it your all?
98
every
Degrees is
time?
not going to fill Air
they
Canada
don't- they
Center
don't
or
need
Scotiabank
to
they were
spend
Center.
sold out for 2 nights
Yeah,
at Fallsview
exactly.
Casino.
but it's
Come on.
Again, it's casino. Like, let's
It's-
look who else performs
It's like
there.
a 1559 seat theater.
Yeah.
So like it's a
Okay.
pretty decent size. It's not
not
like they're
bad.
playing at like the bar down the street where you're like, I
they
think
can
it's
still pack them in a little.
but I don't think they need to be so overproduced and
And it's all how you take it, right? So, like I said, this is when Drew starts doing like his friggin' like he's doing the worm and he's like dancing around. And Lydia did not find that funny at all.
What? That was like one of my
you
favorite
could tell
parts. Like when
you
Drew was
looked
pretending
over,
that he like whacked his wang on
Yeah,
stage,
yeah.
and
She was not into it.
When you looked over, you can tell by her face like she was not.
I
having
thought
a good
that was
time.
hilarious.
No,
Like
not
honestly,
even,
Drew
like-
has
You can tell.
Drew and Jeff are tied for like my first
Mine too,
98
yeah.
degrees.
They're pretty
But I
cool.
feel Drew has overshot Jeff now, and I've decided he's my favorite. Just so you know. Okay,
All right,
so
guys, I'm very sorry, but I got to head off. But anyways, continue on. Papa Lou, welcome, of course. All right, guys, love you.
all
Bye-bye.
right, drive
Bye.
safe.
Drive safe.
Safely.
Okay.
Okay, so so Lydia did not like the show that much.
Apparently.
We'll just continue on with our review. I'll try to, if Lydia said or did anything really interesting, I'll try to interject. I was sitting right beside her, so I feel like I can, help out with
Don't
that.
know if I hung up the thing correctly, but whatever. I'm not hearing a beeping noise, so I'm sure we're
I
fine.
don't hear. If you guys hear anything weird, sorry.
Okay, so this is how we do it. Invisible Man, obviously, we all know that song.
And she
That's
knew
a
that
good song,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good.
So I feel like Lydia probably was like,
She was
"Ooh."
a little bit more like, oh, okay,
peppy
okay.
again and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah. Then they went into their little their Motown talk about how they're like the only white boy band and stuff. So they did
That was interesting.
I Want You Back, which obviously is a Jackson 5 cover.
I want you back.
They did something right before that too. I feel that.
Is it in Still the Night or something like that?
Yeah. The new edition song.
Yeah.
Which again.
Okay, so they might have just moved things around.
Yeah. They do also say that their show is never the same 2 nights in a row. They like to switch things up and keep it fresh.
I don't know. Looking at this list, the set list, it's pretty similar. So
I mean,
feel
it's
like
pretty
they might have
similar, but maybe they just do things in a different order
Could
or
be.
whatever.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know.
And it was their second show of 2020, so they might have switched it because I think they usually do some more Christmas themed shows
Yeah,
in
yeah.
December and then whatever. So No Diggity, they did that one.
Yeah.
No diggity.
Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe, which I gotta say I never really knew that song. Like I vaguely heard of it, but then when we went to go see the boy band play, Brian Jansen's play, which You Want It What Way, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I like this. So then I was looking to see if 98 Degrees was doing the same dance that they did. It was, I don't know, it was that amused
You're not
me.
talking into the microphone, by the way.
Am I not? Like,
No.
but okay.
Anyways, no. But New Kids on the Block used to sing Poison all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. recall this.
Friends in Low
do.
Places.
She just bypassed that. Did you
Yes,
notice? She was just
sorry,
like,
I was
yes.
zoned out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, I guess. So maybe that's where I heard it. Maybe I heard New Kids doing it because I definitely did not listen to Belle Biv DeVoe back in the day.
No, it's I listened to it from New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friends in Low Places by
Yeah.
Garth Brooks.
That's, again,
that one is a little
in the
weird
still-
for
Okay.
me, and that
So
shouldn't
just
really
to
be
preface
there, but
that,
that's okay.
it seems weird and it seems out of
Yeah.
context for 98 Degrees
Yes.
to be singing that.
But it's okay. Whatever.
And so again, Lydia's like, what the fuck is this? Why are they singing? And I'm like, it's a joke, Lydia. It's a joke. This is because they make this whole oh, this was the song that made us want to be a boy band and blah, blah, blah. We were like, oh, we could do this, la, 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 la. And then their DJ behind the laptop guy's like, oh yeah, I know the song, and then plays this song, and they're all like, oh my god, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And they sing along to it. So it's a joke, but yeah.
But
Lydia-
that one was
See,
weird.
I thought
that
it was
one
funny,
was weird.
and I enjoyed. And then they were talking about, we could have been a country boy band, and we could have
Yeah.
broke the mold and been
Yeah.
super
No, it was
famous
funny,
and
but it
stuff.
was a
I
little
thought it was-
weird at the same time.
So this is, I feel like they're let's get our breath back and just
Yeah.
because they don't really
it's okay.
do a little bit of
whatever.
covers.
was
Then they were
fun.
talking about horse songs, and in my
This
head,
was, yeah.
so in my
Yeah.
head, I was thinking "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy," but I'm like, I don't.
We
Think
turned to each
But
other and
I-
we're like, oh, it's
like-
Pony.
originally we're like, oh, I hope they do Pony, because when they came out, we're like, I really hope they do that cover. And then Lydia, I'm assuming, was like, horse songs? Like,
Yes.
what the frick?
She's like,
Blah,
no,
blah.
they're gonna sing a horse song? What the hell is this?
What kind of sexy horse song could there
And
possibly
then I
be?
turned to her and I'm like, Pony? And she's like, and then she's just watching with a scowl, and then it started, and she was like, yes, finally, yes. It's on our Instagram story. She's just very happy at that point. The tingle was back in the
Tingle
bingo.
was in the bingo.
It
So
took a while, but
Josh,
it was back.
how did you feel about Pony being performed? Was that a good song for you to
It
watch?
was a good song. I feel like Nick could have come closer to me many times, but he didn't.
Was that when he was smacking his own ass, or was that a different
No, that
one?
was a different
That
song.
was a different one.
But I will say that was a very interesting way to slap your own ass. Like he literally went underneath his fucking crotch and slapped his ass. Which
I
was
didn't-
kind of a
like,
turn
did
on
it
because
go
afterwards, just so everybody knows, afterwards the bulge was fucking huge.
yours
His
or
pants.
his?
Well, you know,
both.
both maybe. I'm glad I was wearing a little bit of a looser jean last night.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
So
We apologize in advance for this.
But yes, Josh was definitely zooming in on
Zooming.
some crotch of
Okay.
Nick
Yeah.
Lachey. So there you go. So yeah, I think Nick said something along the lines of, you know, who here has smacked their own ass? And they're like, oh, if you haven't, it's a life-changing experience or something.
Do
stupid.
it.
It's
do
very
it at
liberating,
night.
Very
apparently.
liberating. That was
Go
it. We're
home and
like-
do it tonight.
We're like, okay, buddy, that's awesome.
you enjoy what you enjoy.
Promoting ass smacking. What are you gonna do?
You know what? I smacked my ass after he said it. Did you smack your ass, Sophia? I feel like
I feel like
I-
Cinzia smacked my ass quite a few times.
Unfortunately, I
last
did
night.
not.
you were sitting down for most
I'm
of it, so I
so
didn't get a chance
sorry
to smack
about
your ass
that,
that
Nick.
often. But
She,
I-
however, was rubbing my thigh, so we're doing
Oh
well.
wow.
Okay there,
He-
buddy.
Josh is revealing all his secrets.
I was rubbing your shoulder because you were sitting down
What
and you
is
were at a good
happening
height.
to this podcast?
Okay, so the most annoying part of the show for me, like just to be really honest, was I went to FaceTime with somebody and this really
Oh.
ugly old woman who supposedly is some damn security guard. I
Yeah,
don't know
it
who
was
she-
a security
I don't know who
guard.
she thought she was going to kick out of
She
there.
was like on a roll.
She was
that lady.
like,
It's because
yeah, I
people
need to
were-
turn that off. And I'm like,
no
Flash,
face
Listen
trimming
here.
allowed.
I'm like, you know what? First of all, this is not a friggin' Cher concert. And at Cher and at Celine Dion, I could FaceTime and do whatever I wanted. And we're at a 98 degrees concert, so get a life.
Yeah, she kept going in the crowd.
In her defense, though, I feel like years ago when I went to the casino for a concert, we weren't allowed to take any pictures at all. Like we were
Whoa,
not
really?
allowed to. So I guess maybe they relaxed the rules a little bit. But yeah, no,
Maybe.
definitely. Like at one point, like we had on, it was like a slow song, so we had the flashlights on, and the lady came and she's like, "You need to turn off your flash." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Oh my god!"
She went
like-
into the crowd a few times.
and then yeah, they would. But that's their job. So
I mean, she was obviously told that. She's not like just making up her own rules.
But still,
Obviously
it's
not,
fun. So
but
that's kind of
still.
like the disadvantage of sitting beside the stage, is because that's where the securities kind of like hang out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then they also did My Everything.
This is when
spoiler
You are
alert.
my everything.
We did not get chosen to go up on stage, even though we had lots of passive aggressive tweets.
Yes.
Although somebody,
venue
other people
chooses-
were much more passive aggressive than us, and
Oh, really?
blatantly asked like Jeff, like, "Hello, I've been to 20 concerts this year. Why can you not like pull me up on stage?" And then Jeff responded like, "We don't choose that. We let the venue choose." So then I was just
Oh.
like, "How does the venue choose?" But I'm like, whatever.
And I feel like there was no chance of me getting pulled on stage, so
Yeah. So when I realized, I'm like, I'm not getting any eye contact, not getting serenaded on stage. What is this? But I did film it from our angle, so I will have it up on our brand new YouTube channel.
Ooh.
I don't know if we mentioned that.
We
do-
haven't mentioned that. You know what? If you're tune in next week, because next week actually we're gonna do like a bunch of updates about like some newsy stuff that's happened. So maybe then we can talk a little bit more about our YouTube channel.
But go to Boy Band Break and
Yes.
subscribe to us on YouTube. So all of our episodes will eventually be on there. And
It
then
just
any
takes
videos
some
that
time
we're
to get
taking.
up there.
Yeah.
Especially since, because I was going to because I usually like to do Facebook Lives from concerts. But after Josh got yelled at by that lady, and I was like, oh, I'm not taking any chances here. So that's why I
Yeah.
just,
Better safe
apparently
than
we were allowed
sorry.
to record. We just couldn't do it live. I don't really understand the reasoning behind that, but
Whatever.
What am I
bandwidth,
gonna
don't know.
do?
So, so we had, there was 4 girls. I feel like they were like 2 and 2 knew each other.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Should we even talk about that? Like, I thought it was very cute, but there was this, the one who ended up
She was
with
really into
Jeff
it. This one girl was really
like,
into it.
super into it. Like, to the point where, like, he gets down on one knee to serenade her, and she also got down.
She
and
got on
it was
both
just
knees.
Like, what is happening?
I was not paying attention to
I did
that
not
girl.
see that part.
Yeah, she
Oh
was
my god,
really
it was
into
hilarious. It was so funny. So kudos to you.
And that's
ladies.
when like
I thought Lydia had some
Lydia
comments.
made comments during
Yes,
that time.
I was letting you finish.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine. It's fine. We have lots of time, guys. Yeah, so I did not see that because Lydia was first of all mad because she's like, I just want Nick Lachey to cup my butt cheek, like
Cut her butt cheek?
Cut her butt cheek.
cup.
I was like,
Cup.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Cup,
with his
yes.
hand, not cup.
Yeah,
Oh
However-
my gosh.
Nick didn't come to our side of the stage very often.
I feel like he was
wasn't-
allergic a lot.
Like he was
To
on
our
the
area.
other side a
I
lot.
thought they were. No, I feel like
I thought it was
no,
pretty even.
He came over pretty. I thought he did.
I
His
don't-
not nipples.
nipples,
Wow.
Nipples.
Dimples are very.
See what happens
cute.
when they bring Big Papa on? They start to get a little.
I think because we're all
Crazy.
so tired.
they go crazy on us.
Anyways,
Yes.
to finish my statement.
Yes. Sorry.
Anyways, so she was already annoyed that they didn't pick her. And then she's like, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, they picked these girls, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, so I don't know if you've never seen the show. They pick 4 girls, and then they each start out with one of them, but then they rotate. So each of the members of 98 Degrees sings to each of the 4 girls that they bring up on stage.
And
but
the
then,
girls are sitting on stools. and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
at
yeah.
this point.
But then, sort of near the end, they linger with the person that they end up with last.
Yes.
Just because, like, I guess at
To
that
make it
point,
fair, I
they've
guess.
hit all the other 3. Not literally hit. I just mean, like, went to
Oh, that's
slap. No. And so they kind of just linger until the song's over with the person that they end with. And so the girl who was closest to our side ends with Justin, and he's just like, he was being very nice. He was spinning her around, and she was very cute, and she was like into it, and she was like so excited for all of them, including him.
yeah. She was like.
Yeah.
She was thrilled to be on stage.
And Lydia's like, this poor woman. And I'm like, what? And she's like, there's grade A steak over there, and she's got a fucking meatball.
that was pretty funny.
I literally-
when I heard that was funny.
That's
oh my gosh.
probably why I didn't see any of the rest of that, because I was literally crying. I was laughing so
That's
hard.
pretty
Like,
hilarious, man.
Oh, Mama Lou.
oh, that's Mama Lou.
She cray.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about that song?
No,
Any
no,
other
I'm good.
comments?
No,
All
but
right.
it's nice what they did.
In the
with the
still of
4
the night. I don't know
girls.
if I've already mentioned
In the
that.
still of the night.
Yeah, they do a cappella.
Shoo
It's-
up, shoo up.
Of the night. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, that was good.
I like that.
Then I do
Cherish you.
So Lydia obviously knew that.
These parts were all fine because they were kind of singing their own ish songs
Yeah.
or
Yes.
songs that fell in their genre.
Yes. The Way You Want Me To, which we totally forgot, and then we listened to it right before this, and I'm like, oh, we do know this song. So
Yeah.
that was one of their songs. That was a single. It was kind of
Mhm.
more upbeat
Yep.
and fun. Did they do Dizzy?
I don't remember.
Yes, I think they did, which, because I didn't, I was like, what is this? I feel like that might be, I don't know. And if there's like really like hardcore 98 Degrees fans out there, like I genuinely want to know, is that like a more recent song? It sounded a bit more modern compared to a lot of the other stuff that they did. And so I wondered, like at the very, very, like the intro to the show, their like video package is that they show all their like different album covers. And there was one kind of at the end that I was like, is that an album cover or is that just like a promotional shoot? I feel that there was an album that they released like later on.
Like in the last.
Yeah.
few
And
years
so
or whatever?
I don't know any of the songs from that. It could be. It could be. I'm just hypothesizing,
Okay. Yep.
Interesting.
True to Your Heart,
which
was
is
That was
on
good.
the Mulan soundtrack.
Yes.
yes.
So this is when they kind of get
That's
more
with Stevie Wonder.
to their cheesier,
Yeah. Which, I mean,
which I freaking love. I think I
enjoy
love
it,
how like,
yeah.
and I
Cheesy
think we
is
mentioned
good.
this when we went to their
Cheesy is fun.
well, I was
Christmas
gonna
concert
say,
when they did the Grinch one and all that stuff years ago.
yeah, like
Yeah, I
that was
enjoyed it.
kind of that Christmas concert was the first time that I had seen them in concert ever.
But- right.
It wasn't my favorite overall.
Yeah.
Just because, and I feel like there was a lot of factors leading to it. We had really shitty seats.
Oh, this was the one that was at Seneca Casino
yeah.
last December, maybe.
Yeah. And then there was just like a lot of Christmas songs,
A lot
and
of
there
old
was like
people.
so many old people, and they were
That
just like,
did not want to be there. 'cause
oh
it's a
my
casino.
god, like literally 75% of the audience was like, why am I here? And like just kept getting up and leaving and coming back. Like it was brutal. So I just feel like it took a lot away. And there was like those moments where we were like, oh my God, what are they doing? But more so like Park Jam, when we saw them there, like this past September, I was like, they're hilarious. Like,
Yeah, they were
very
really good.
funny.
Yeah.
And it could be that like some of them are dads and stuff. Maybe they're cheesy dad jokes.
well,
I
and
don't
that's
know.
what I
It's
mean. Like, but I feel like that's our type of humor. Also, they just like we're cheesy.
I like
We
cheesy.
might not be the best dancers, the best singers, but we can be like poke fun of ourselves and do stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
I don't know. I
Totally.
felt like it was a fun time there.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, the part when they were like, Drew was talking about Nick Lachey and being like, oh, for some reason, somebody put him in the like sexiest men of the year. And he's like,
Man alive.
yeah, or whatever it was.
The
I don't
People's
the
Choice
People
or-
magazine thing. And then they were just like, yeah, so that blind person really like.
Oh my god.
And then he
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
yes, that person.
Oh, then he was
touched.
like, yes, they judged by touch. And then Josh was like, woo! Like, he was like, I'll
It
touch
was not.
Yes,
that
you
was-
were.
what? The
Oh
ball
my
just
God.
touched? Yeah. And he was just like, oh god. It was
That was funny.
But see,
I
I
enjoyed
thought
that.
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know.
We like cheesy though.
Lydia was not appreciating like the self-deprecating humor.
I just think it's cute because, like, yeah, obviously they're brothers, so they're gonna make fun of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Then they did, and I have not seen this movie.
Oh,
but
this
they
is a
did
good one.
The Moana.
I
How
love
Far
this
I'll
song.
Go.
knows, far it goes. Come on.
Come on.
I
Yeah,
just
but
really,
I thought their acting that was really kind of silly.
Well, but it's supposed
It's
to be.
cute. I thought it was
They're singing
cute.
a children's song.
Granted, that was the point where Nick
and
Lachey
Drew's
and
like
I
doing twinkle
had a
toes.
connection.
That
we
was
like
fun.
we like saw each other's eyes because
Oh.
he jumped on his brother's back and like stared like right at me, and I got like this most amazing picture. So that was kind of cool.
Aw.
Excellent.
See,
And then I really appreciate Drew just kind of like, dancing like a ballerina and just like
Twinkle
hopping
toes.
around.
but that's what I mean. Imagine they
thought it
like
was cute.
were like, oh, we're gonna sing this song and we're just gonna be super serious about
Yeah.
it. Like you would have been like, what are they trying to do?
But I
Yeah.
feel like they did. Like I feel like I saw that act before. I kind of was a deja vu moment.
It
Well,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
did
did
it
at
at,
they did at Park Jam.
Park
yeah.
Jam.
Yeah, so
So-
we knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I still didn't know the song. Even though
I thought it was fun. I liked that
You should
part.
really watch Moana.
Which is really
Moana's a good movie.
Scary for you to say that because like you're like this Disney queen over here.
I wouldn't say so.
I
I feel like the last few
It's
years
mostly
have been
TV
like, meh.
shows that you like on Disney.
Yeah,
It's
she
not-
likes the Disney
Okay,
Channel.
I don't watch the Disney Channel anymore.
Okay. Anymore.
Anyways, so yes, Moana was great.
I liked it.
Carry on. What was
Okay,
next?
so Josh had a lovely moment with Nick Lachey.
I thought you were gonna say.
And then I was like, "Hey, look, Drew's ballerina." So clearly, we both got two different things from that song.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
as you can see. Then the only song by this gentleman that I actually like was "Can't Stop the Feeling."
Can't stop the feeling.
Yes, this is when Lydia turned to me and was like, "Did they run out of their own songs to sing?"
Oh yeah, Lydia. I looked over at Lydia because I was like, "Oh, I think Lydia likes this song," and I just see her like angrily spouting at Diane, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What is happening right
She
now?"
was not into it at all.
I'm like, she normally likes Justin Timberlake. I don't know.
I
Maybe if it was
feel
sexy
that she
back,
just
would-
thought that it wasn't as good of a version as Justin Timberlake's, and so
I thought it was more enthusiastic.
I mean, she kind of said it. Her opinion is that if they don't have enough songs to fill a concert, then they should record more songs.
But again,
She might not be wrong.
But again, they have to
They have to
appeal
tease a
to the
crowd.
audience that they're going to perform in front. of. It's not like all of us there knew 98 Degree songs. We might know
Exactly.
one or two.
I
So they
suppose
do
that's
appeal
true.
to
I
it.
suppose they're kind of treating it like
A
like
casual.
like the Backstreet Boys Vegas residency. At the Backstreet Boys Vegas residency, they didn't sing. There was like no B tracks, no new music.
No deep cuts.
It was
Yeah.
all their
are the
old
hits.
That
like
was more for,
number
like,
one hits.
Nostalgic
That-
casual fan.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So I guess
And they did bring that up quite a bit as well. That like, oh, a lot of you guys have been here for so long or whatever. So I don't know a lot of the nostalgia thing. I did appreciate how much they were kept talking about how great Canada is.
Yes.
Obviously, we
Yeah,
always
that was
love that
nice.
shit. But
Yes.
as all, like, I didn't realize this as well, that they first broke through in Canada, like all boy bands. That seem
Granted,
to
I'm
be-
not sure where they go to Tim Hortons because they're like, and
They
your
didn't.
expensive Tim Hortons.
Again,
coffee.
Okay,
Josh,
he was-
they're just
seriously.
joking.
So he was making the joke about Taco Bell, which I do believe is true, but then people kind of booed, and he was like, "Oh, no hatred for tacos, whatever." Well, I went to Tim Hortons with expensive coffee. I was like, clearly you've never been in a Tim
Yeah.
Hortons if you think the coffee is
Starbucks
expensive.
is more expensive than Tim Hortons.
Yes,
Yes.
but they
Come
know
on.
Canada, Tim Hortons. There you
Yes,
go. So.
and I thought it was funny. It was funny.
It was a joke.
It was funny.
But yeah, definitely throughout they kind of mentioned it a bunch of times, and they brought up that thing again about the index cards because we're so close
Yeah.
to Buffalo.
And there was
Yes.
some chick. Did you see that chick like near the back of the floor, like losing her mind? She was like, "I was there."
Yeah, I did see that actually.
For those who are unaware, they ran a contest on one of the radio stations, which I think the guy was actually in the audience because they also
Yes,
gave a
they
shout out
pointed him out.
to the DJ.
I love how Jeff was like all these
This
like
is
letters of
Sean or something. It started with an S. I don't know.
Shy guy, something.
Shy.
Sean.
something.
Yeah. I think so.
So then they were like, I guess they had this contest back in the day that you had to like write on an index card your school, and then the school that had the most 98 degrees would do a concert. Then it got like so out of hand that they ran out of all index cards in all of Buffalo and the
yeah.
surrounding areas.
No, it was somewhere in Ohio, I thought.
No, it was Buffalo.
It
That's
was
right.
Buffalo,
okay,
yeah.
whatever.
And then so then they performed at a concert. So like they did not think it would get that ridiculous, and it just went insane. It was like a month-long concert. People were doing it in
A
school.
month-long concert.
A month-long contest for
Wow!
the concert.
Imagine you're just
And
like
then-
stuck there for 30 days. Like,
That would be awesome.
That would be
I would
fun.
be fine.
oh
with a
my
month-long
god, that would
concert.
not be fun.
That would be fun.
Listen,
Come on.
Boy Band Palooza, if we can get that.
not
too.
for 30 days.
Why not?
In a row.
Just imagine by the day 5, they'd be like, "Ugh."
By day 5, I'd be like, I'm going home. Fuck this.
I would still be in the
I'd
front
probably
row.
be there as
Sophia and I would be
well.
like, woo! Concerts all the time. All right. Then they did Because of You, which obviously we all know. Because you're my sunshine after the rain.
Yes,
That
that, that
Not
was
my favorite song.
It is or it isn't?
It's not.
Oh, I really like that one. That's one of my favorites, I think. I think that is my favorite.
Chinzia likes to make that joke a lot when it's raining outside. And then it stops raining.
And then she
And then-
says it.
I'm full of dad jokes, okay, guys? That's where
It's
I go.
pretty
That's
funny.
why we think they're funny.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Then they did a 90s medley. Oh, Lydia was not
The
a fan
90s
of
was
this.
good, though.
Very
Oh.
angry
I enjoyed
during
the
this
90s
time.
melody.
I love the 90s medley.
I felt like it was back at like a Much Music Video dance party. It was like
It was.
it was
amazing.
a lot of fun.
Again, I thought it was great. I agree. I thought it was like, it's cool because they have a decent amount of hits, but like it's really like what, 5 or 6 that people would like really know.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, to Josh's point, like you gotta entertain the crowd. You gotta like get the people hyped.
Right.
You don't wanna like perform to people who are just like, I don't know this song, and like sitting down and like just, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for sure gonna get people on their feet. They know their
Absolutely.
audience. These are like 90s babies or,
They did.
kids who grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
New
So
kids on the
They're
block
gonna
had
have
a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
I love when they start with that. I was like, elephant.
Oh
I
god.
miss you.
And see, she was really mad at first because she thought they were gonna sing a New Kids on the Block song, and then she was like, "Okay, LFO, that's fine." So she was like singing along.
Oh, Lydia?
Yeah, and then they immediately go into "I Want It That Way," or do they do something in between?
No, I think it was I Want It That Way right away.
I
Yes.
think so.
And then she was mad about that because she was like, "This doesn't. This sounds terrible." Blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
I
"Okay,
thought it
they
was not
don't.
bad.
No, they don't sound like the Backstreet Boys. No."
They're
I
their
thought,
own
okay.
band.
I thought they did pretty good.
But they're a different band. They still sound. It's not like their voice sounds bad. It just it doesn't sound
It's
like
obviously
AJ.
it's not gonna
It doesn't
sound
sound like
exact.
Nick. Like, you know what I mean? No.
And then when they did Bye Bye Bye, I think she was also mad. because
No,
wanted them to
she
do
was
the
okay
dance.
with that because then after they do Backstreet Boys,
They did Britney Spears.
then they do like
She was mad at Britney Spears.
Yes.
they do
She
like
loved the
Spice
NSYNC one.
Girls, and then they do like Blink 182,
All
and they
the
do
small things.
Uh,
But I remember for
yeah,
Britney, is it
Britney.
Jeff did it? Was it Jeff or Drew? One of them did.
Jeff did the.
Jeff did it, and it was like he was kind of like
Oh,
high,
no.
right?
They do.
And then
sorry, not to interrupt you. They do Sugar Ray in between.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanna fly.
So that's in between
what you
LFO
want?
and BSB.
And then they had Britney. So then Jeff has a higher voice, so he was kind of like doing okay, but you could obviously. But then it switched off to Justin, and he was like, "Hurt me, baby, one more time." And obviously, it's funny because this man has a deep voice, and he's like singing like.
Lydia was not having
and
it.
they're
She's
like,
"They're men. Why are they singing this
God.
song?"
they were like
That
sashaying down the thing,
Oh my
pretending to
God.
be Brittany, and it was just.
I
thought it
funny.
was.
I thought
I
it was
thought
funny.
it was funny.
I was
very
laughing.
entertained.
It's just it's
It's
all
funny.
very tongue in cheek.
I don't know.
You know?
It was
and then
fun.
so then because of all that, when they got to Bye 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 at the end, she was like, "At least it's a boy band song." And then she was like, "If they don't do the dance, oh fuck, good, they're doing the dance. At least they're acting like a boy band, finally."
It's just like, whoa, Lydia's like.
And Shinzia doesn't even need to have like NSYNC in the vicinity.
She
just
was
cried
literally
on top of
tearing
that.
up.
Okay, and I was like, maybe they won't see that I'm crying.
We
as
literally
they
like
went into the last song, the
like
hardest.
A magnet.
I really feel like next time I need to sit beside Lydia because I feel like I missed everything in the
Oh my
corner.
god, I was
Granted, I was focused on other things, but I feel like I missed
Josh
Lydia
is
altogether.
texting people.
She
and-
turned to
Sending
me.
You and I were like the
pictures.
only ones having a good time.
She
Sophia
turned
and I
to me at one point and she's like, "I'm sorry, I feel like I'm ruining your experience." I'm like, "You're not. You're just enhancing it." This is fantastic.
Yes, I did tear up during the hardest thing because
No, you teared up during
hardest
Bye
thing
Bye
I've
Bye.
ever
Bye, bye,
it
bye.
started with that because you were like, "Oh, is Chinzia crying?" and I wasn't at that.
She
point.
wasn't at the time.
Then I started like tearing up and getting all sad. And you
Yes,
think
and we
it's
were making
because-
fun of her because then I looked at the screen and they were actually showing like footage of NSYNC. I'm like, "Look, it's Chris." And then by the
And
time
then
she
I
turned,
turned,
it was Justin.
I was just like,
God,
"You
the
friggin'
best.
liar! You just were trying to trick me into
It
seeing
was.
Justin."
It
Chris,
was. I saw
right
Chris
before,
first.
but you didn't turn in time.
I saw Chris
Anyways,
first.
the reason why I was upset was not like, well, I guess people are going through like hard things and breakups and things like that. So that was obviously, and then I was like sad that I didn't have that for
You
a
were
bit.
sad that you
For a
weren't
bit, and I
breaking
was
up
just
with
like,
someone.
I'm like, I don't even have anything to draw on for this. And then that flipped into me being sad that I'm not seeing Chris this year. And then I was just like, NSYNC will probably never get back together.
I just
and I'm
thought,
never
I was
gonna
like,
see
wow.
them. And it's just like,
It doesn't take much for you
Yes.
to cry now.
yeah.
She's actually crying right
I am
now.
not- I was
Just so everybody
like,
knows, like
look.
her tears right now are
You're
actually
literally
crying.
cheering up.
It is dry in here. There's
Of
a lot
course
dusty.
it is.
So dusty in here.
Just
Guys.
remember, Chinzia, it's the hardest thing I'll ever have to do.
Are you breaking up with me as my fake fiance right
no, I
now?
wouldn't do that.
It's the
Screw
hardest
you,
thing
sir.
to never see Chris.
It really is. I'm like, and he's just like started coming back into the world, and now I'm just like, so I probably will see him this year. It's only
Clearly
You
you have to-
probably will,
clearly
but
you
it's
have
a
to
long
like-
year, buddy. It's only
They're not-
January.
like, we gotta,
I'm sure
we gotta
AJ
manifest
will do
positivity.
something.
That's the thing.
That's
Yeah.
what
And
I'm
then he
saying.
can go
Put
and
it out
see
there.
AJ and
Putting
do
it out
something.
there into the world.
Write
But
it down every night. I'm going to
Listen.
see Chris.
They it's pretty much confirmed that BSB are gonna do a second leg of the tour.
Yes.
They'll probably do it in Nashville again or like somewhere near there, and Chris will probably be there again.
No,
so
but
like
then you
that's
can't
like
really bank
a
on that.
layup. It's a layup. Come
Okay,
on.
He's gonna be there. Come on.
All right, whatever. Just it's
Maybe
all good.
he'll do some more of those. Like O Town says, there's gonna be a lot more Pop 2K tours.
That's true.
Lance can't
Lance
be
is
free
pretty
all the
busy.
time. You know.
That's true. That's also true. I think it's also because I've seen like Chris is doing stuff now, but it's like New Mexico and stuff. I'm like, can you not? Are you allergic to Canada? Like, can
He's
you
probably
come
like, oh, you came
anywhere
to Nashville.
within an 8-hour drive, please?
He knows you're gonna travel.
But he's
I
like,
know.
Chinzia will come see me wherever I go.
yes.
Except California.
We'll
Well,
follow
okay,
him.
We could.
Wow.
All right,
technically.
what
Well,
did I
Wherever
hijack?
he may go.
All right, let's get
Anyways,
back to
technically
98
you
degrees.
could if you wanted
So,
to.
yeah, so I think that
This
was the last
concert's
song.
almost over at this point.
Yes. So, yeah, so we're just like,
I thought it was great.
I thought it
Bye
was a
Bye
really
Bye
good
I had a
concert.
great time.
Hardest
I was
thing
having fun.
was great. Is that the last song?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
that
this
was
sheet.
it.
I don't know if there was
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
pretty
it.
sure
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah,
And
that's
it, but the interesting part was they didn't really go off stage and come back as an encore. So we're just like, is this the last song?
Yeah.
But then we're like, yeah, because I guess they had the break like with the 90s medley before
Yeah,
it. So
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that was kind of. And I guess it is kind of dumb.
Oh
for
my
the-
god. And then the weird thing that I thought, especially for a casino show, was right before that, there was like security guards sitting in front of the stage.
Oh.
And they
Oh,
were like
yes.
pretty like good at keeping people, like a few girls a couple of times kind of tried to walk a little bit closer and they were like, no, go back to your seat. And then right before that 90s medley, they stood up and they were like, everyone can come now. And it was like, this is Sparta.
And like,
everyone
oh my
was
gosh,
bizarre
running.
because
Yes.
the 4 security guards left the front of the stage.
Yeah, they were just like, we're done.
They're like, cool, we're cool. You guys run up, and then like Blondie was still trying to like
Yeah.
harass people at times, but for the most part. And then I was feeling trapped because the way that it's set up at the casino, on the side, it's like 2 rows, and then there's like a little bit of a height difference thing. And then there was like a bar in front of us, and then there was
Yes.
like our 2 rows. So then I felt like I was caged in because on Josh's side there was like you couldn't go that way.
But I
to the
kept trying to
stairs.
see, like, could I fit through that bar? Like, if
I know,
would've
and I was
crawled
thinking
underneath.
it too, and I'm like, there's 3 security people, so probably. But I was just like, I feel trapped. All these people get to run to the stage. I don't get to be at the stage. I'm stuck here in this dark cavern where they can't see that I'm alive.
I
have
think
no
they
way.
could see us. I think
I
that's
feel
an
like we did
exaggeration.
get some
They gave
eye.
us some eye contact.
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like I'm pretty good at like I think you can tell when someone's looking at you versus other people.
Yeah.
And you're correct. There was girls sitting in front of you guys
The
Yeah.
blonde lady in the front row.
They obviously
knew her.
They
knew.
know. Yeah.
because when they saw them near the beginning of the show, they were like, "Whoa!" Like
Yeah.
Well,
how
it was like at that park jam where Lance blew me a kiss. I knew the kiss was for me.
you know. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
when it's for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, yes, they were looking at those 2 girls, but you can see because their eye thing is like a little bit lower than us,
Okay.
right? I feel that there
Maybe-
was some to us,
Yeah, I
especially
guess.
since you guys were like standing up and stuff and whatever.
Dramatically
like,
waving our
dramatically-
arms.
yes, we were
I
having a
wanted
good
to
time.
stand up more, but
I
I
know.
felt bad for the ladies behind
And
me.
me
because I
too,
knew they were
and that's
short.
why I kind of like turned, so I was like sideways to Sophia, so I felt like at least they'd have a gap to look.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever seen Chintzia,
They
she's
did
short.
stand up,
But the
though.
girls behind us were really short. And I was like, if I stand up,
Like they were
they're not
probably
going to see it. They're
almost
probably
less
like,
than 5 feet.
what a loser. Why is he standing
I
up
know,
and blocking
and
our view?
the lady right behind me was sitting down, and she seemed older, so
But
I
she
was just
she
like-
stood up eventually.
but only for some parts of it. And I was just like, I just need to stand at concerts.
I'm sorry, I can't sit down at a
No,
concert.
Sophia's like, YOLO,
I
we're up.
can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then she was yelling at us to stand up, and me and Lydia are
Yeah, I
like,
was. I was like, get up. It's fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Yes, so
Sorry.
I was having
I know.
fun.
I feel like our sight lines were good because we were like the
Oh,
same level as where
yeah.
the stage was.
It was
Like
perfect.
maybe if we were a little bit further away, because I feel like where we were, you kind of couldn't see. But I feel like where Lydia and Diane, where you could kind of see a little more of the
I
front of the
asked
stage.
you if you wanted to switch.
No. I like.
But I
thought
think
it
with
was
Lydia,
good. I
so
enjoyed
back to Mama Lou's little comment about the DJ, I feel like her sight line unfortunately was the DJ.
yeah,
because of the way she
I
was
barely
turned.
saw the DJ.
Because
Like,
I couldn't
I
see the
saw the
DJ that
DJ
much.
fine.
Like
Oh,
I knew he was
yeah.
this big guy. Like I could see that, but I didn't see his face as much. I think
I don't
her
know.
sight line.
I
was
wasn't really
I
looking
was
at the
kinda
DJ. I was
focused on my
I was
guys.
yeah.
That's
so
why I was just like,
We could
That's why.
see, I guess, probably more of this just because of the way we were
When-
sitting. We could
when
probably
they-
see more of the stage compared to you guys.
because when
Okay.
they were on the risers, so
Yeah,
they
you
were beside
couldn't
the
see them?
DJ, I couldn't see the 4th guy in the back corner.
yeah.
But given
So-
the fact this is like my second show, like going with these ladies, so like I feel like having that DJ was good because I watched Aaron Carter
Oh,
try to
Jesus.
DJ
gosh.
himself, and yeah,
that didn't.
that was
go
very
well.
unnervy and like kind of scary actually. Like
Well, he's
was
also,
also in
to his I you know that I
To
give
be
him
fair to
no
him.
credit absolutely. But to his credit, he's one person on stage alone. So he's trying to control the laptop and perform. Like even O-Town, who controls their own laptop and does their own thing, at least there's 4 of them.
So somebody else can distract
The 3
them.
others can be like blah 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 while somebody's like doing the thing. Like Aaron has no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, he.
But yes, he
yeah.
was also
Okay.
at the beginning of his spiral.
Yeah.
Yes, so cool. I don't know. I liked the
overall,
and
I
I
thought
feel
it
like
was
before
good.
the concert started, I thought the
He
DJ
had
was
some good
good
songs
because he
going.
had some good
Oh, he
songs.
did,
like,
for
He
sure.
hyping the
did.
crowd before.
Yeah.
And Lydia
did.
loved that shit, but I think she thought this guy was gonna exit the stage.
but he did exit the stage at one point.
Yeah,
the,
he
the
wasn't
like
there the
4
whole
or 5
time.
of the slower songs, he was not on the stage.
Oh, see, I
Yeah,
didn't even notice.
Because I looked
that.
over and I'm like, oh, dude's gone. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I was.
Didn't even notice.
See, that's why, because you're focusing
I'm
on
focusing
the band.
on the people I'm
Right.
supposed to be
Yes,
focusing
exactly.
on.
So like right before when we were at our seats, I tweeted a picture of us saying, "Hey, we're right over here if you want to like see us." So obviously they didn't come pull on stage or whatever. But Jeff Timmons liked the tweet afterwards. This morning, I think.
This morning, yeah.
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. I don't even know what
Yes.
day we're on. But yes. So we had that. So I appreciate Jeff liking our things. So
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff always likes our things. Like,
He seems
good
to be
old
the
reliable Jeff
social
Timmons.
person
Yes.
in that
We
group.
love
he
you,
really
buddy.
is. Yes.
the social media person. I should
Social
say.
media guy.
Yes.
Because I was looking at the other guys and I was like, oh, they haven't even tweeted since like last year, probably some of them. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say overall was good.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed myself. I had a good time.
If we were still in Niagara Falls, I would have gone for the second show. Why
As
not?
I
But-
told the random man who was talking to me after
oh yes,
the
that was
show,
hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, my
as
God.
Sophia and Shinzia left me out to dry.
Oh my God, you were
Calm
leaving.
down. You're so dramatic.
We were looking for water and we were going to go down the staircase, but Diane was leading the way.
She's like so quick. Like, where's she running to?
so the gentleman
Clearly to talk to the gentleman.
hanging out at the escalator that worked there, potential suitor.
When did this happen? Was this after?
You were
This is
at
when
a-
Big Papa Mama Lou
Okay,
left,
so
right?
Yes.
first of all, sorry, I want to backtrack a bit. So, when the concert was over, I actually ran into our friend Rula, who listens to this show, and I had met her at
Hi, Rula.
Hi, Rula. So she had a very lovely, sparkly headband. And anyway, so she was at the show at the Park Jam, and that's where I met her because she was with the Lance VIP, and she had the glitter, and we threw it up and we did like a boomerang of like glitter. It was fun. So she had come to the show by herself, so that was cool. And then Josh ended up running into people that he knew, so he was chatting with them for a bit. So then we like get out of the area, and then Josh disappears and Lydia disappears, and we're like, where the hell?
They
did
told me where
They
they
told
were
us
going.
Oh,
where
you
they
know
were
what? I
going.
think was this when I was going to look at the merch.
You went to go
Yes.
look at the merch, and I sent Sophia with some of our business cards to go hustle.
Oh, good
I gave
job.
him all
And
that.
then-
Yeah,
Um,
I'm good like that.
You are
these
good like
guys
that.
were.
I'm a good
Josh
hustler.
was like, "Okay, we're going to gamble. We'll call us and text us. We'll tell you where
And
we
Lydia's face when she leaves is like in panic. Oh my gosh.
So I knew they were leaving. They didn't just disappear.
So then I looked, and like the merch was actually fairly reasonably priced. It was like between 20.
Okay,
for,
there
like, a
was
CD.
merch.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
not a lot. There was
Oh,
like
okay.
6 items. So it was like $20 a CD, $25 a tote bag, and then the shirts were like 40, 45, and the hoodies were 55, which is very reasonable for a
Reasonable.
hoodie.
Yeah.
So that's actually
usually
a
it's
good
like
price.
80 to
I paid
$90.
$120 for a hoodie at the Cher concert.
Yeah. Is that the one that you forgot under your chair?
Yes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was not happy.
Uh-huh,
I would
jeez.
not have been happy.
But
either.
yeah, and as somebody who used to work at a promotional company, it kills me that you have to pay so much money for merch. So I try not to buy merch, but I was just curious. I took some pictures. It's on.
I know. I'm like, Chinzia,
I'm
you're
sorry.
lying.
Okay, I buy hoodies. I buy Backstreet Boys hoodies.
Okay,
That's pretty much
thank
only
you.
the merch I buy.
Thank you
But
for
I live in
making
these
an amendment.
friggin'
that's true.
friggin' wow.
Fucking
Wow.
She gets good use out of
I
them.
get a lot of
Yes.
use out of my hoodies.
It's
like
true, very
I have
true.
a new kids one on me right
Yes.
now. What was the point of this story?
I
so
don't know.
anyway,
I
so
have
yeah.
no idea.
So okay, so we ran into Rula. We talked to her for a bit, and then I was trying to figure out where 98 Degrees would come out, and then I like to see if we
Chinzia
could
likes to
kind
strategize.
of strategize. But the fact that I don't go to a lot of shows, like literally the last show I went was Aaron Lyons, and he hasn't been a band for 3 years.
She doesn't
so.
mean she doesn't go to
Sorry,
a lot of shows. She means
shows-
at the casino.
Fallsview
Yes.
Casino. I'm not really sure the whole like area and how
layout.
it's set up. Like, should we have gone up to that expensive bar? Maybe. They might have been there. I don't know. But obviously they have tunnels and crap, and they can hide people, and they weren't going to come around. So we were trying to strategize, and that's why we didn't go to the casino right away to run into you guys. And then when we were like, oh, there's an elevator here, we can't like access anything.
But I kind of thought that maybe they might head to the casino, or at least one of them would.
Maybe
And I
maybe,
was
like, the
kinda looking
high
around
roller
to
area.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there
I'm
was,
thinking
like-
they were probably at the bar, or they probably just went to their room and was like, YOLO, whatever. So anyway, so while we were there, then Sophia's like, I'm dying, we need water. So then Diane walked ahead of us, and then this gentleman just started chatting with Diane, and there you go.
I thought he worked there, so I
I
thought
think
he was
he did
just
work
being
there. He had-
friendly.
He did
Yeah.
work.
But then
in
he was
that-
asking a lot of questions. And I was like, and then I went down the escalator to escape him. And then these guys were nowhere in sight. I turned around and there was an Asian woman.
We were
right
literally
behind
behind
you.
you.
No, you weren't, because there was an Asian. I turned around to be like, where were you guys? And there was an Asian woman on the phone.
Okay, we were behind the Asian person.
Which I didn't even notice she was there. So, but anyways, the
You
guy
thought
was,
Okay.
I literally thought I was directly behind you. Apparently, I
You
was
were
in La
not.
La Land. Okay, but yeah. So this man was
Sorry,
just
we were
asking
one person
Diane
behind
if
you.
she
My
liked the
point
concert.
was, this man asked me, he was like, oh, was it worth it? And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh, it was good. And I was like, it was great. And that is a true statement. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Agreed.
All right.
I
I would go see 98 Degrees again for sure.
I got some really good sound clips.
I don't
so-
think Lydia would ever.
I
go
don't think
again.
so
I
either.
think this was her last concert.
But,
for 98
you know, she
Degrees.
went to one.
I want her to
so-
go to an O-Town
She
concert.
needs to go to
Yeah.
O-Town.
I feel
and
like
a bit
she'll-
more Backstreet Boys.
They're
They
a lot-
sound good. Like,
I thought they
and
sounded
they're not
really
lip
good.
syncing, and you can tell.
Oh yeah, that was another good part that they said. Like, oh, if you ever think that we're lip syncing, just listen to us because Nick messes up a song every night. And he's
Yeah, that
like,
was
Like I have a sound clip.
No, no, no.
no, we're not allowed to play.
We're
sound
not.
clips.
We don't want to get sued.
Oh,
I'm not paying them to use their song. No, no.
Is it a video
Okay,
though?
it's
Because
a
maybe
video.
we'll post it up on our social.
we
can
media.
can
video
post. Yeah,
post
we
it.
can post
We'll
videos.
post it on social medias. We're not allowed to put them on podcasts. We're not even allowed to have like 3 seconds of songs. But no, they sounded really good. They looked really good. They were really funny. They have good. You can tell they like each other. And
Yeah,
like,
they're having a good time.
They're having a good time.
And
so
when they're having a good time, we're having a
we're
good
having
time.
a good time.
Exactly.
So my goal this year, I'm putting it out into the universe, is to take Lydia to an O-Town concert. Although slightly more low budget than 98 Degrees, I feel like Tingle Vingleness, she'll have a better time.
I think
but I
so.
kind of, I'll admit, I kind of liked O-Town's Park Jam thing. Like I feel like they
they're fun.
dance well.
They do. They're really good.
They put
They
on a good
have
show.
more up-tempo songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I think it helps to have
Because 98
up-tempo
Degrees is a
songs.
little more ballady.
And they always have
And
been.
they have been, and that's what they're known for.
That's
So
their MO.
good for them.
they were love
They
songs.
sound good.
They were
have-
songs that you get married to. They were songs you
Yeah,
proposed to.
100%.
That was their records going up.
Yes,
So
for sure.
All right.
Cool.
We're
So,
good?
Yeah.
I think so.
Any other last comments?
No,
All
I
right.
think we're good.
Thanks
Okay.
for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Ciao.